Let's bring you the very latest now from the George building collapse, and we speak to SABC News reporter Tanya, who is joining us now. Tanya, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. What's the latest in terms of the numbers?
Good afternoon. We've just had a briefing with Infrastructure and Public Works Minister Sihle Zikalala. He was speaking about legislature that needs to be changed, forcing private companies to also have the same regulations that public companies have in regards to construction. We also heard that the death toll has risen to 30 people, officially released to us, but that is what Minister has told us. And we have the Minister here with us. Minister Zikalala, just tell us about your visit to George today, and especially regarding your role as Minister of Infrastructure. What the regulations in place at the moment, what needs to be changed?
Well, we are a department that regulates the built environment as a whole. We are working through the CIDB, the Construction Industry and Development Board, to regulate companies that do construction. However, the CIDB Act gives us powers in as far as those companies that are doing work for the state. However, it doesn't allow us to regulate the private sector, and that's why we've initiated the CIDB Amendment Bill. We seek to close that gap and ensure that the compliance and standards are similar whether you are working for the private sector or public sector.
Minister, one of the issues that have repeatedly come to the fore is that the company, the developers, have not been in contact with the families yet. Just from your side, what should be done?
That is totally wrong. The developer and the contractors should, in fact, have moral obligations to support the affected families. And that's why we have said the joint disaster operations team must work together to ensure that the company is brought on board and the developers and support the families. We're grateful to the departments, the Department of Labor, of Employment and Labor, the Department of Social Development. We thank also non-state organizations, whether from here in George or Gift of the Givers and others. We thank them for their support. But the companies that are involved, and the developer in particular, carries the moral obligation to support the affected families.
And what was your message personally to the families today?
Well, we send our deepest condolences to the families, irrespective of where people come from. What matters is life of the people, and therefore we are with them. We pledge our support as the country and as government, and that's why we've even been interacting. You saw here the representative of those countries that are affected.
Thank you so much, Minister. Back to you in the studio.
All right, that's our reporter there, Tanya, bringing us the very latest. Thank you very much for that.